All right, hello everyone. My name is John DeBenedictis. I'm the Executive Director for the National Soccer Coaches Association of Canada. And today I'm going to be hosting this session. Our Vice President, Valerio Rocca, who was supposed to host it, got called into a soccer coaching event, I guess, that he had to cover for another coach in his academy. Unfortunately, he won't be able to host. So I've done this many times where I pop in and take over as host. And we're all volunteers here at the National Soccer Coaches Association of Canada, donating our time to try and bring the coaches some extra education on top of what hopefully they'll be getting all their licenses and diplomas. So today, our special guest is Tom Byer. He's stationed in Tokyo, Japan. And I've only talked to Tom about a month or so, but I have kind of followed him through social media. What really piqued my interest was that he was seemed to be a follower of the Corver coaching methods, and I was certainly a fan of Corver. First met him in 1984 convention in Philadelphia, the NSCAA convention. I think I was the first coach to bring the Corver methods here to Canada. And actually, I think before Corver actually came up with all his videos, I produced my own videos for coaches. And when I look back at those videos, which I do have them on YouTube, I do notice that times have changed, even here in Canada, where the players back then were struggling with some of the simplest things, and now they've certainly advanced. But we are still a long way from where some of the top countries in the world are. And Tom has taken the Corver techniques and ball mastery and whatever you want to call it nowadays. And he's done his own program and something special out there in Tokyo, Japan. And he's also been around the world talking about his program that he's put together. He's talked to clubs such as Man United, Tottenham Hotspurs, for FIFA, for UEFA, all over the world, and we're absolutely delighted to have Tom here presenting for us for the National Soccer Coaches Association. Tom, welcome. Thank you very much for joining us, and I'll have you take over and make your presentation. By the way, if you have a question, I believe there's a chat box, Q&A, or raising your hand. We'll try and get to any questions, during the session. All right, Tom. Thanks a lot.
Okay, thank you, John. As I get set up here real quickly, let me see. Just to give me some feedback, you're seeing my screen, John?
Yep, we're good.
Hold on a second, though. I've got to get rid of this chat box here. Just want to give me 1 second. Okay, I believe you're seeing my screen now, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, thank you, John, for the invitation to present to your audience. I have been out here in Japan for 38 years. And today what I want to take you through is a little bit of what I've been doing out here in Japan for many years, what my philosophy and kind of methodology is, what has brought me to my beliefs, which is out on the screen right here, called Football Starts at Home. That's really the main topic today. But before I dive right into the Football Starts at Home, I want to give you a little bit of background about myself, of who I am, so that you can understand that I didn't just all of a sudden come up with this philosophy of football starting at home, that it's been a process. It's been in the workings for several decades. And as you know, everybody, no matter what country you go to, there's 211 member association countries that belong to FIFA. So there's 211 countries that make up FIFA. But out of those 211 countries, at least on the men's side, there's only been 8 World Cup champions. In South America, you have Uruguay, Brazil, Argentina, and in Europe, we have Germany, Spain, France, Italy, and England. So when you look at, there's only 8 countries that have won a World Cup since 1930. This is nearly 90 years ago. Okay, and out of the 90 years and since the World Cup back starting in 1930, there's been 8 World Cup champions, and there's been 5 other countries that have made it to a final, and not of recent. The most recent ones that have won a World Cup are serial repeaters. So what I've done is I've gone back based on all of the experience that I've had over the decades, and I've really researched to find out, well, why are these countries so much better than everybody else? So in the beginning here, I just want to show you a little bit about myself. I'm originally from New York, where I was born in the Bronx. This deck of slides right here. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think we're seeing the left side, so I think you got to go to start.
Yeah, okay, hold on a
PowerPoint.
second. Yeah, let me see here. I think what happened here was, tell me if you're seeing it now, John. Are you seeing?
There you go. Yep, we're better. Yep.
Okay, so
they've come back again on the left.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. That's just my slide. But you can see the main screen, correct?
Right. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is just to guide me through it because there's over 340 slides on here. I'm not going to show them all, but I'm going to show ones that are pertinent. Okay. And based on what the feedback is of questions, I will refer to some of these. So originally from New York, but I made my way over to Japan in the 1980s, played for a club called Hitachi, which is one of the founding members of our J-League club, where we've got basically 3 tiers, J1, J2, J3, promotion, relegation. It's a very healthy ecosystem. And next year will be the 30th anniversary of the J-League. I basically, after I got out of playing, I got into development. I have a lot of experience in creating and executing on events, working with different brands, working with different media partners, working with federations, professional clubs. There's a whole ecosystem out there. And I think that it's very important for people to understand what that ecosystem is and how can you use that ecosystem to drive some of your strategies or a philosophy or a methodology, which I'll show you. This is a fellow by the name of Paul Mariner, former striker of England. I always put Paul in these pictures because he had a big impact on me. He's the one who introduced me to the work of Will Curver. Unfortunately, Paul passed away last year, but I still keep him in my memory, and I always like to pay back and give back to the people that helped me along my way. So he got me involved and interested in the Curver program. The Curver program is huge here in Japan. It's the largest commercial school business perhaps in the world. It's got over 138 locations, a staff of about 200 full-time employees, and about 20,000 players per year that come through the program. Think of them as almost kind of little training centers. They're scattered all over the country, from the north to the south and in between. And now we're starting to see the fruits of our labor that started back in 1993. So next year will also be 30-year anniversary. And we know the impact it's had on player development. And really what the focus has been on is ensuring that players understand the importance of ball mastery and the technical component, because the technical component is the foundation upon which we build all the other parts of the game on. So we see now the link. We've got about at least 3 or 4 of Japan's biggest stars are actually on the national team that are going to Qatar, who come from our schools. And we've got lots and lots of young girls that have come through our program that play on national teams as well. So we're starting to see that. Grassroots football development is a marathon. It's not a sprint. It takes time. It takes time to put a strategy in place, but here's the kind of the bad news. If you get the strategy wrong, it takes you another 10 years to redo it. And you're constantly in this cycle of just almost like the endless treadmill to nowhere, which to me kind of correlates to, like I just said, out of 211 member associations in FIFA, only 8 have won a World Cup. And out of that, there's really 3 or 4 serial repeaters. So a lot of these countries have not figured out the role that culture plays. And I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but I'll get back to that more.
Thank you for watching this short preview video from the National Soccer Coaches Association of Canada. To see the full video, plus have access to hundreds of other coaching videos, blogs, webinars, and podcasts, plus free and discounted coach education courses and other soccer merchandise, plus to have exclusive access to register for all future NSCAC conventions, both live and online, click on the link below to become a member of the NSCAC today. Also, please remember to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel as your continued support allows us to continue to provide coach education and coach development resources to soccer coaches across Canada and worldwide. Thank you again for your continued support, and we look forward to seeing you at future NSCAC events.